Well, hello there, and welcome to a brand new series for LEGO Dimensions. My name is Ninja Zane, and today is our first part in the series of the LEGO Dimensions minimum characters playthrough of the game. This is a follow-up to my LEGO Dimensions character guide, the character buying guide of year 1 and 2 that has been up and running on the channel. This is the first video in that series. This is mostly going to be an intro for the game itself that we're going to be playing, and we'll also play the intro cutscenes and everything like that to actually get into the game itself. So I'm going to go through all of the characters that I'm going to be using in this specific playthrough. The way that this is going to work is we are going to go through the original percent story. So the main story mode, we are actually going to be using only the starter pack characters in that initial playthrough, and then we will use the characters on the list that I am about to go through the rest of the game. But specifically, I do want to do a playthrough with just the original 3 characters from the starter pack, so we are going to start off doing that itself, just to show off that main mechanic of the game, just to show that it is also possible to use the main 3 starter pack characters to get through the starter pack levels. So the list of characters that we are going to be using here is going to be Batman, Gandalf, and Wildstyle from the starter pack, The Simpsons Homer level pack, the Back to the Future Marty level pack, the Portal Shell level pack, the Chima Krieger fun pack. We're going to be using Zane from Ninjago, the Wizard of Oz Wicked Witch fun pack, Scooby-Doo from the Scooby-Doo World team pack. We are not using Shaggy from that pack. We are specifically using Owen from the Jurassic World team pack, not the ACU Trooper. We're going to be using the 12th Doctor level pack and the Cyberman from Doctor Who. We are going to be using Peter Venkman, the level pack, and Slimer from the Ghostbusters original. We are going to be using Gamer Kid from the Midway Arcade level pack. We're going to be using Abby Yates from the Ghostbusters 2016 story pack. We're going to be using Finn from Adventure Time level pack, as well as Jake from the Adventure Time team pack, not Lumpy Space Princess from that pack. We're going to be using the Mission Impossible Ethan Hunt level pack, Harry Potter's Hermione fun pack, the B.A. Baracus fun pack from A-Team, the Newt Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them story pack, the Sonic the Hedgehog level pack, including Sonic, and Gizmo from the Gremlins team pack, specifically just Gizmo and not Stripe, E.T. from the E.T. fun pack, the Knight Rider Michael Knight fun pack, the Lego Batman movie Batgirl and Robin. We are going to be using both of those characters from the story pack. Those both characters are going to be required. The Goonies Sloth level pack, Lego Cities Chase McCain fun pack, Teen Titans Go Raven, not Beast Boy from the specific team pack there, and Powerpuff Girls we're going to be using Bubbles, not Blossom from the team pack, and in Beetlejuice we're going to be using Beetlejuice. That is all of the characters that we are allowed to use for this entire playthrough and their vehicles. So we are going to do a fresh file. Whatever vehicles we use, we're going to use the ones that are not upgraded. Basically, we're doing a casual playthrough with all of these characters. This is not a speedrun or anything like that. I have done speedruns of this game. I used to hold the world record in the original percent category, but we are specifically just using those characters in this specific guide. And like I said before, we are specifically going to be starting with Batman, Gandalf, and Wildstyle for the original 14 story levels in the game, and then we will start using everybody else. So welcome into this series. That was a long intro. We are going to start the game finally here. You can see I'm on my Xbox Series X here, so we are going to be playing this playthrough on the Xbox Series X. I do also have this game on the PlayStation 5 and my Wii U, but we are not going to be using either of those versions just because the Xbox is my preferred platform to play my LEGO games. So let's go ahead and boot up the game. You can see that I have all the achievements in this game, and we're going to go ahead and get into the intro just seeing a bunch of the cutscenes. And you can see there's so many different logos when you boot up the game, just because there's so many different franchises and companies that represent these franchises. It truly is just the game of all these combinations of different franchises, which is just so amazing. And it's one of the reasons that it's my favorite game of all time. And we have the WB Games logo. This is the intro cutscene. This is the reason that I started on the Xbox homepage, just because I wanted to show off this cutscene. For someone who may never have seen LEGO Dimensions, this is going to be a full show of this game. So I will try to keep a little bit quiet for this cutscene. And this is actually going to be on Foundation Prime. All of these things that are happening here, they're kind of making all these different shapes and things.
Hey, I found the thing. Anomaly located, Master.
Yes, I found it.
You found it?
After all these years of searching, it really exists. Foundation Prime. This depicts the Foundation Element's artifacts from the start of time, scattered across the dimensions, and only I can gather them in one place.
Just so you know, the Foundation elements are the cornerstones of time and space, so they're kind of important to the entire universe.
Your services are no longer required.
But the elements can't be safely harnessed. It's too dangerous. And what about the pay rate you promised me?
One thing I always like is I like learning about different things in this. And I didn't realize you wanted the pay raise. I'm curious how much money he's getting from that job. Obviously, you can see here that Lord Vortex seems like the bad guy going in, and whoever that guy was kind of his minion, and Lord Vortex has kind of sent him away. He will definitely come into play later in the game, so definitely keep him in mind.
Pass between dimensions. But there is another way.
And that was the intro to the game. So if you had never played the game before, that is the actual intro. I'm going to turn down the game audio just a little bit here so I can talk for a little bit. I had that up pretty loud for this, so hopefully you guys were able to hear me during that section when I was talking. As you can see, this is the intro. This is showing off all of the different things in this game. And we're going to actually start a new game. This is on version 2.4.2, so this is the current patch of the game for the Xbox Series X. There's actually a later patch on the PlayStation family of consoles, which is 2.4.3. I'm not sure what the differences are, to be honest, between that one and this one. They seem to be running the same on both, because I have played through the entire game on both of these systems before, so I don't think that there is a big difference on which platform you play on. We're going to go ahead and get into a new profile here. Let's go ahead and use slot 3 to play this. And let's get into this playthrough. And it's going to ask me if I really want to overwrite this save file. And I'm really sure that I want to overwrite the save file so I can keep this playthrough saved on my system. I'm also curious to see how many times this game crashes in the middle of when I'm playing. This game does have a lot of bugs where it does crash, so I'm just curious to see how many times in this entire playthrough it does crash. If you do end up remembering where this first crash is, if you watch this entire series, please comment below where the first crash in the game is. Let's go ahead and boot up the game and see what the first thing it prompts us to do is. So the first prompt in the game is actually to use Batman and put him on the toy pad. As mentioned in my video guide of the character buying guide specifically, I mentioned that if you wait 2 minutes, Batman will automatically go onto the toy pad without you having to put him there. In this specifically, we're just going to go ahead and put him on the toy pad specifically. So that way we save some time. Don't have to wait the 2 minutes per cutscene. And this is the very first cutscene in the game, not counting that intro. And you can see we have Batman and Robin chasing down Bane.
Take down Superman. But not today. Cut him off at the bridge. We'll have him cornered.
Okay, Batman.
Oh, and we were having such a nice chase. Robin.
And Batman, being Batman, is definitely going to chase after his buddy Robin. I believe that is specifically Tim Drake Robin. That's one character that I do wish was in this game, but he is in the game technically, just in the Lego Batman movie version, which I believe is still Dick Grayson, so not Tim Drake. Let's go ahead and put our good friend Gandalf on the portal. And this is kind of reuniting all of the different characters into one story, making sure that they are all, because they are all going to be the main participants of this game, kind of just reuniting them together. This is in the Lord of the Rings movie. I'm not sure which one. I haven't seen these movies, but this is actually taken from one of the movies. Gandalf is going for the dragon, and everything looks normal, and then suddenly a portal appears, and it looks like Batman has shown up in this. Why did Batman end up here and Robin end up somewhere else? We do not know. I'm not sure if that's ever something that's going to be answered.
I said, where's Robin?
My dear fellow, I have no idea what you're talking about. Have you tried looking in a tree?
Not a Robin. Robin.
Like he knows what that
Sucked
means.
into a weird hole in Gotham. I jumped in and it led me to you.
And you are.
The best line?
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. Except it's said by this Batman and not the Lego movie Batman, so a little bit better.
The ring! Frodo has the one ring. It cannot fall into the enemy's hands. Quickly, fly!
I'm not an actual bat, Gandalf.
And there they go. And everyone else is just kind of like, what is going on?
Just wait for them then.
All right, and there are our first two cutscenes. Let's go ahead and see Wildstyle's side of it. This one is not as advanced of a cutscene as what was happening with the first two, but still a good, very important plot point here.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool.
It be wild style, who you
rigged the best.
This dance-off was fixed!
And you can see all the different Lego movie characters that are here.
Yes! I mean, you know, whatever. Hey, wait, why?
And then Metalbeard suddenly just getting sucked up.
What the? Where did Metalbeard go?
Batman? Gandalf? Batman?
And here is the Lego movie Batman.
Man, I'm Batman. No, I didn't.
And of course,
hey, I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
they have to do this.
I'm Batman.
Oh, twins! I wonder if one of them is evil.
Where did you come
I'm not
from?
sure about that one,
Why are there
Gandalf.
two Batmans? Batmen's?
There aren't. There's only one Batman. I don't know who.
What's kind of cool about this is a lot of these characters end up actually being playable.
But I don't suppose
Like
you
Unikitty,
saw young
Emmett,
halfling pass this way.
the Lego Batman movie Batman.
The only thing we saw was our friend Metalbeard getting dragged into a strange vortex.
I think it was some kind
We
of
don't see
dimensional
characters
rift.
like Benny
Where
in
is
this
it?
though.
It disappeared
But-
after it took him.
So you didn't cause all that?
Might I suggest that we set out on a quest to find this, rift, you say?
A quest? Let me go pack some rainbow-colored Lego bricks.
And I'll get my wrench.
We shall be the Fellowship of
The biggest mistake of the game, those characters walked away.
Fellowship of the Earth.
They could have joined us on this quest.
Terrible name.
Huh? They left without the whole gang?
Gang schmang, they left without me!
Good thing that those characters do end up being playable.
Dang it.
You can tell that Batman is very inferior.
Beast's mercy, and I do not trust when it is leading us. We must get out.
Agreed. I need your scanner. If I can locate whatever's generating this rift, then I can disrupt it.
And this is the first time we're going to see all of these characters in a rift together. Just in the rift, never ending. And here is our first prompt. You can see the toy pad in front of us here. And our first prompt is to put Wildstyle on the toy pad. So we put her on the toy pad, put Gandalf on one of the other sides, and Batman in the middle. So if you didn't notice there, they kind of just switched where the characters were. So you moved one character to the right of where they were previously, or clockwise around. And those looked like they were important.
Well, I don't quite know what you did, but we're still alive.
Are you sure?
This technology looks advanced. I guess that gateway created the rift that brought us here.
Which gateway?
The one that exploded?
Then perhaps.
We should rebuild it.
You can kind of hear already that Batman is kind of the guy that knows a lot about what's happening. Even though this is, very confusing about what's actually going on here. But you can see now we are in the first playable section of the game, where you can play as these characters. This is actually where you could then put some other characters on the toy pad as well. Like I said, we're just going to be using these characters for the initial 14 levels that are in this. So let's get exploring here. This is going to be our main hub world in this game. This is called Vorton. And this main theme music will be persistent throughout. And the first thing we're going to do with Batman is use his little bat thing here, Batarang, to get that and start building some stuff. Mostly for that portal that we saw exploded. So for some reason they only ended up in 3 different piles. So definitely a Lego game in that. There's a Lego game in that respect. And let's set this up here. Alright, and let's get this part of the portal set up as well by Gandalf. you can see that the different sections are using the different abilities by the characters here. So the first section was by Batman, the next was by Gandalf, and this last section is going to be Wild Style. And you can see we have gotten some studs, and you can tell that we're not in a level because the studs are popping up at the top rather than the side. And a level will pop up on the side of where we are. And it'll be the same thing in Hub Worlds. It'll pop up on the top for Hub Worlds. Also, I am not sure at this current time, since I am filming this right off the bat, what kind of the episode lengths are going to be. That might adjust over time, just depending on how long each part is and how long each level is. So if any episode just kind of randomly cuts off or fades out, don't worry, it will pick up exactly where it left off. But it just was maybe a longer episode than I wanted it to be, so it kind of faded out at that point. So let's go ahead here. We're going to be using Wild Style, so you're going to be using the Master Build ability. This is the only character in the game that has the Master Build ability, besides Lego Batman, movie Batman. So we will use him a little bit later in the game once we get to that story pack, but she will pretty much be your only character to use the Master Build ability. This is the portal itself here. This has already been built for me, so I don't need to necessarily go through this, so I'm just going to skip through all these pages here.
That was literally the second dumbest thing I've ever seen. But it's done now.
And this prompt here is actually going to be for our first vehicle that we're going to build. Once again, my vehicle is already built for the Batmobile. So you can see for all of the characters that we use, a set of building instructions are going to pop up. Some of the characters, like Gandalf and Wild Style specifically, do not have vehicles. The only other ones that do not have those prompts are going to be Supergirl and Green Arrow, who are actually not in this tutorial at all, because they are definitely not necessary characters. So we're going to just set this up. We do want to save this model onto its toy CAG, so we are going to put that on here. And this will be the default. And one thing to show off here, just in this initial part, you actually cannot see it yet. That'll be where you can upgrade the vehicle, but it doesn't look like we can quite do that yet. You can see this arrow pointed right here to where we needed to go with this. And we enter from here straight into a cutscene.
Limited system functionality. Am I gonna lose an arm if I go through that thing?
It does look unstable. I saw some glowing parts get sucked into it. They must have been important.
Well, it seems to be alive, at least.
My relic scanner's showing that there's definitely something through there.
Could it be leading us to the missing bricks?
Could be.
Or metal
Probably.
beard.
Couldn't be.
Nope. And then he just randomly, you hear him, so he must still be in a
Or he's
rift.
happy. He uses R for a lot of things. Either way, we have to find him.
So there we go. And you can see now it is prompting us to get into the portal here. Is this unlocked now? Yes. So we are going to show this off briefly. We are going to need this for some of the characters if we want to upgrade. We don't have enough studs to upgrade this yet, but you can see here's the different upgrades to the vehicles that we have. We might do some stud grinding a little bit later just to get some studs in the game. There's a really good spot to do it in the DC Comics world. I actually have a video already on my channel for that, but we might just go ahead and do it in this specific walkthrough as well, just to get some extra studs. In my main account, I have over 1 billion studs, which is actually takes fairly a long time to get, especially when you're only stud grinding, or if you're not stud grinding, it's going to take even longer. But we're going to go ahead and exit this menu, but you can see all the different upgrades that we have here. It's definitely useful to have a little bit later in the game for some of the vehicles. But specifically here, we're just going to leave it because we don't have anything that we can upgrade here. And this is prompting us to go inside the portal. So let's go ahead and enter the portal.